Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about telling you guys about this integration we've got with ADI. It's been a long time in the works, and we've been actively making it happen here over this past year. I wanted to just say hi at the beginning here and give you a little bit of an overview, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chanel to give a little bit more of a deep dive into not just what we're doing, but also specifically in how the software works and how it integrates with ADI and how it will help your business overall. And go to next slide. Um, so this started actually a number of years ago before I was ever even at D Tools, but about a little over a year ago, I met with Stu at one of the trade shows, and we determined that we were long overdue to have something work for ADI and for D Tools that would benefit the ADI dealer base. And so we created an alliance and decided we wanted to move forward with it. And it's turned into what Chanel's going to demo for you here in a minute. But the principle and the root of this is to essentially make it easier for you to find the products that you get from ADI and make it more easy to find them, and also to spec them out into your proposals and designing of systems when you're going through that business. With that said, I'm going to pause and turn it over to Chanel so she can continue with the overview of this and then give you a demo of the system. I'll be back on for the Q&A at the end as well.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Chanel, and I'll be conducting your demonstration today. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to learn more about D-Tools software and how it can impact your business, especially when used in conjunction with our ADI integration. Just a little bit about D-Tools as a company. We've been in the industry for 22 years, and we support over 7,000 system integrators in over 87 countries. And just a little bit about me, I've been with the company for 14 years, and I still get excited about helping our clients streamline their business process. So what we're really trying to do here is help alleviate some of the pain that goes along with keeping products current and managing pricing that's always changing. So now with our direct ADI integration, you can reduce the time it takes to create your proposals and close more business faster. Our D-Tools Cloud platform is fresh, modern, and of course, web accessible. It works on any web-enabled Mac, PC, or tablet, and it's designed to be easy to use, bringing you the power of D-Tools at an affordable monthly or annual price. And D-Tools Cloud is really designed to help streamline your sales process. So through our CRM capabilities, we can help improve your client engagement, better manage your pipeline, and keep track of your activities as well. With intelligent quoting, we want you to be able to produce quotes fast and seamlessly and create engaging proposals that help you win more business. We're working with a growing number of brands to provide you with the data that you need to build your proposals. And that includes model numbers, product images, descriptions, and integrated dealer cost from ADI. So you'll be able to create those beautiful multimedia proposals and quickly get them signed off on and approved. To streamline your process even further, you can also order equipment you need for your projects and manage the status of those items. So we're also very excited to share that direct ordering via ADI is planned to go live in Q4 of this year. And then speaking of managing item statuses, with our change orders, you can also track all the adjustments that happen post-sale within D-Tools Cloud as well. Some of you may know and some of you may not, but we do have two products. System Integrator, better known as SI, is our flagship product, and Cloud is our newer product that we recently brought to market about 24 months ago. So we have an integration between both, so you can push your accepted proposals from D-Tools Cloud over to System Integrator for more detailed drawing as well as very robust project management. All right, so now let's hop into the software so I can show you how our powerful yet easy to use platform will streamline your business process. I'm going to exit here. So now we're inside of DTools Cloud, and what I'd like to cover today is creating an opportunity and quote, and getting a signed contract and creating a project. So before we get started, we are going to talk a little bit about the catalog. That is the gas to the engine, so I wanted to share what to expect in regards to that. So when you go into our catalog, you can sort by brands and suppliers. We have millions of products across thousands of suppliers. In particular, we're going to talk about ADI today. So once you visit the supplier tab, the first thing that you're going to do is connect. And that means selecting that particular brand, entering your account number as well as your billing zip code, and getting connected. Once you've connected, all the equipment that you add from the DTools library to your proposals are going to be pre-populated with your cost. So this is the big part of the first leg of the race, where we're really trying to save you time, and you can also quickly grab all the additional documentation that we provide as well. So the blue check mark lets you know that we're partnered with that particular supplier, and the $sign indicates that we have integrated supplier pricing. So since we're in the catalog, I'll talk a little bit more about these tabs. So on the My Products tab, this is where all your equipment will live. Now keep in mind, there's no need to set up the software. We want you to quickly just start quoting, and all the items that you add from the DTools library to your proposals will simultaneously get added to your catalog. So a lot of things that you do organically happen that way when using the application. Just to double click on a product and talk a little bit about the product details and what we're providing you with. We're providing you with the model number, the short description, and on the Overview tab, we're going to provide you with the JPEG images. And pardon my lag here. Sometimes when we're running meeting software, it tends to bog down the application. So let me just try again. Just double click that. There we go. All right, so we're giving you the short description, the images, a longer description. If the product has specifications, we'll provide that as well. On the right, you can see here on the pricing section, unit cost. My cost is supplier set. So this is coming directly from ADI. Once it changes and you refresh your pricing for that particular supplier, it'll also reflect inside our application. So this is the real area that we hope to save you the most time. And you can create price rules. So if you wanted to say, I sell this product at cost plus 30%, you can certainly have these two fields work in conjunction, work together to manage your pricing. I, however, just popped in how much I'd like to sell this product for. You can also work from the margin or markup tab. So we want to make sure that you're profitable and not thinking about, margins all the time. So if you wanted to say, hey, I'd like to do 40% on this particular product, we'll adjust your unit price for you to achieve that goal. So it's all tied to the equipment. Now, in regards to labor, there's a couple different ways that integrators tend to manage how they charge for their time. You can accomplish all of those methods within our application. Our default method is to provide you with a suggested duration of how long it will take to install that particular product. What we've found is that by hard coding labor to the devices in a set it and forget it type of approach, it allows you to work more quickly while dialing it in over time. And labor is tricky for everyone. So this is certainly not a hard and fast rule. It's something that we've found has been the trend over our length of our company history, or it's a manufacturer suggestion. But it's really just a placeholder for you to make modifications and adjust as needed. All right, so that's a little bit about what you're downloading from us, and all these fields are working together to provide you with an estimated install price on this particular product. All right, now speaking about labor, just going to talk about the labor tab. So you can define the different types of labor that you sell, as well as the different costs and selling prices associated with those types of labor. And this is going to allow you to stack them on a particular product. So if a camera has an installation as well as programming, you can kind of layer them and not have to worry about if you're going to be underbidding your time, and you'll have the amount of time needed to execute that project and maintain your margins. On the Allowances tab, this is a great feature. I think it's very fun and flexible during the sales process. Allowances are a placeholder for equipment until the customer or you decide what specifically you'd like to sell that particular product. So for example, I have a placeholder for a large TV, not sure what device yet, but we're going to put this in the budget. So it allows you to work from a more budgetary point of view versus starting so granular. They also have a unique property that allows them to be calculated. So for example, my miscellaneous materials, I've set this up to calculate based on a percentage of the equipment total. So allowances work as placeholders for equipment, or they can also work as a dynamic SKU that will calculate costs when added to a proposal. And last, I'll just touch on packages. It's a great way to automate your sales process, those good, better, best scenarios, or any grouping of equipment that you sell repeatedly. We want you to create a package and save time and quickly speed up the sales process. All right, so that's a little bit about the catalog. We're going to go to the Opportunities tab and talk about where the process starts. So right now you're looking at my life cycle. These columns represent stages in my sales process, and you can define the ones that you have for your organization. And then these cards represent leads or those unique opportunities, and you can kind of pick them up and drag and drop them as business moves towards close. So we're going to go ahead and start a new opportunity today. All right, and let's do the ADI Beach House. Let's all pretend we're going to get away and have a little fun. All right, so you give the opportunity a name. You'll select the type of project that it is, and you can create your own unique project types. We'll just do this as a retrofit. And this is a business, and I'll just say my client's name is ADI. You'll pop in the primary contact name. I'm going to do Tim Bigones. An email address, phone number, of course, an address. Now keep in mind that DTools Cloud is mobile responsive. So if you're in the field and you happen to start talking shop with someone and there's a business opportunity, you can definitely bring out your phone, capture their contact details, and follow up later. I'll put a close date in here. Let's just say this customer has $50,000 to spend. It's a 10,000 square foot beach house. Some more CRM coming in here. We got this lead from maybe the website, and populating all this info will allow us to really aggregate it in a meaningful way in our business intelligence. So you can see how much of your revenue is coming from where and what types of projects are the most profitable for you. And we're going to go ahead and create and start the quoting process. So now we have an opportunity. You can modify the details at any time. This ribbon allows you to move the customer through your pipeline within this interface. All your quotes will live here, all those different scenarios, the different options until one of them is accepted by your customer. You have some notes and tasks. So Cloud is really built for collaboration. So you can mention your teammates and loop them in. Maybe we're working together on this particular opportunity. And if I were to loop in my colleague, their image would overlap mine. So at a glance, management will be able to see who's working with whom on what and really be clear and boost internal communication. You'll also get an activity feed based on the key milestones that are happening within this opportunity. Now, you could typically start a new quote from scratch, but to be sensitive of everyone's time today, I'm going to just kind of piggyback off of an existing proposal that I've done, which is one of the shortcuts that we have in place that allow you to automate the way that you sell. instead of starting from scratch, I'm just going to copy an existing quote to our new opportunity and use that as my base when creating this new proposal. So now we've landed inside the proposal on the project description tab. All this text got populated because I mapped it from an existing proposal, but you can create snippets of all the different services that you provide to standardize and automate your documentation. Then when starting a proposal, you can simply remove the text that isn't pertinent to what we're doing and have custom scopes of work within the application just by setting that as the default. Now I'm going to move down to the Design tab, and this is where we start building out our proposal. Now there's two ways to build a proposal. We'll cover them both today. There's the list view, and then there is the visual quoting. So we'll certainly address both of them. Here I have a list of locations, and I have a list of systems. So as best practice, you want to set these up ahead of time. So I'll just create a new location now. Let's just put a bar in the beach house, right? Why not? And in the bar, you're able to add a description, where the fun happens, calling out anything that you'd like for this particular client. And then you'll start searching our catalog and adding equipment. One thing to keep in mind is, again, no need to set it up. You're always going to be searching the DTools library as well as your My Products tab, equipment that you've sold before. So I'm going to add a product here. And let's just see, pop this in. So I'll search and I'll add this Ethernet switch. Now, adding an item to a quote, as you can see, I was prompted for an optional accessory. So DTools Cloud is smart. If you've accessorized a product in the past, we're going to leverage that action towards future quoting. So another way we want you to move fast without being less efficient. So let's go ahead and add that accessory in. And if I click on the product, the details bar will slide out. You can see my cost, once again, is set by my supplier, and I just punched in how much I'd like to sell it for. Now, any changes that you make on this particular product are specific to the ADI Beach House, which is really nice when quoting. You can make adjustments for this customer without updating your master catalog. And if you do make a change that you would like to push to the catalog, you can simply click on the More menu and make those changes global so that the next user could leverage that towards their quoting process. And I'll just add something else here. We'll add a TV and throw that in as well. So that's how easy it is to add items to a proposal. I'll add my accessories as well. And I'm going to hop to visual quoting and do the same thing, just a different way. So on the visual quoting tab, the first thing that you're going to be prompted to do is enter in a floor plan. So if you have a floor plan ahead of time, it's great. You'll be able to upload that. The two file types that we accept are JPEG as well as PDFs. Now, keeping in mind, if you wanted to start here, you wouldn't have anything. But the interface is very similar to where we were before, where you can add new locations at this stage as well as systems. And then you're just searching and adding. So for example, if I was with the customer and I needed an in-ceiling speaker, let that populate. I have an allowance for an in-ceiling speaker, or I could actually just add what I have in my catalog. So let's just use an allowance for an example. Every time I click on the drawing page, it's going to add a generic placeholder for an in-ceiling speaker to my bill of materials. So this is one of those ways that we're trying to allow you to scope out what you're doing for your customer without getting really specific. And then once I've added those, I can click on them, and the product detail bar will slide out the way it did before. And now I can decide to say, hey, let's replace that with a product. This is one that I use frequently, so it's here as a suggestion. And I'll go ahead and select and replace all my in-ceiling speakers allowances with actual equipment. But this is visual coding. We want it to be very easy for you to work with the customer in the field, create documentation that's great for them, that you can also leverage internally to execute this project on time and on budget. All right, and then before sharing this with the customer, you can come out to the review tab and just make sure that this is profitable for your business. You can look at it by locations or by systems and just kind of check your margins. We're going to tell you what the total is, what your profit is, what your cost is, and just give you that business intelligence to solidify that this is a healthy opportunity for your business. So once everyone's happy with the proposal, we'll go ahead and share this with our customer. And in the Preview Proposal tab, we'll select the More menu and, of course, present the proposal. Now, the cool thing about DTools Cloud proposals is that they are multimedia, so they're very fun and engaging when presenting to your customer, especially now that presenting in person has been reduced. This is a nice way for them to get a good feeling about doing business with you. So they get a menu on the left so that they can quickly zone in on the area that they'd like to review. I have my cover page here. This is our lovely beach house that we all can't wait to visit. My company philosophy, just a little blurb about, who you are and your commitment to technology and innovation. My portfolio section. So this is where the multimedia aspect comes into play. These images are actually hyperlinked. I've hyperlinked mine to the website, but customers are getting really creative, maybe including video testimonials from customers about their experiences, just anything to make the sales process more dynamic and get them excited about doing business with you and having a little fun. It flows into my company profile and services, so it's very easy to create one document that's inclusive of all the different aspects within your organization, within the project that we've defined. You can also add attachments. So I have attached my visual quote or any other drawings or whiteboards that I've done. Whiteboards are a way for you to start the sales process. It's a little less buttoned up than plan views. It's more of an internal markup tool, but it has a lot of flexibility as well. And you can always embed those within your proposal for customer reference. And then it goes into my locations. So here I have my description of my location. I have my images. These are actually active, so the customer can select them and drill down and get more text and resources about the quality of the data that you provide, the equipment rather that you provide. And then you have complete control of all your display and grouping options. I've decided not to show much. No line item pricing. I'm summarizing by system and location. But you have flexibility with how you want to show this information to your customer. So I'll just keep on moving through this proposal. And then at the end, you can summarize the quote however you'd like. I am breaking out product versus labor, but you can have this be a total or product plus labor in this line item. But again, lots of flexibility, payment terms that you've agreed upon. We do have a third-party payment processing with ProPay. So if you'd like to take advantage of that integration, after your customer electronically accepts and signs your proposal, The next screen that they'll see is where they will enter their credit card information for the initial deposit. So just wanting to arm our customers with all the tools so that they can close the gap in the sales process and quickly win business. So that's a little bit about our proposals. All right. Now, after the proposal comes back signed, you'll then mark that opportunity as won. So yay, we won business. You can do it from this interface, but I'm really a fan of picking it up and dragging it into my one column. That just makes me feel good. All right, wait, I didn't actually drop it. Let me do that again. There we go. All right, so congratulations on getting a signed contract. Now, we do, again, have two products, so I'm going to continue to manage this in DTools Cloud, but if you wanted to export to System Integrator for more sophisticated engineering and more robust project management, you could do that at this time. But we're going to go ahead and create this project inside of Cloud, which is a very key milestone in the workflow, right? We had a lead, we created a proposal, it was signed, and now we drop down to the Projects tab because it's now converted into a real job. Now, for those of you that use QuickBooks as your accounting software, we do have an integration with QuickBooks Online, and that's the first thing that you're going to be prompted to do, right? We're going to send this over to QuickBooks Online to invoice the customer, and then we can start ordering equipment. So just to show you this integration really quickly for those QuickBooks Online users, if the customer is new, we'll be happy to create that customer for you over in QuickBooks. Let's go ahead and create. And then we'll do the same thing with the items. If the items exist in your QuickBooks, we'll find them. If not, we're going to prompt you to create and assign those items for you over in QuickBooks. And all these drop downs are pulling from your chart of accounts so that you can classify this product the way you'd like. All right, you can also map the products. So if you know that it's ABC on the DTools end and 1, 2, 3 on the QuickBooks end, but they're the same products but named differently, you can make the hard association. So we'll go ahead and then create that estimate over in QuickBooks. Now, group by is just if you'd like us to maintain any of our groupings. Locations tends to be the most popular. I'll select my tax, and I'll create this estimate over in QuickBooks. So our goal here is not to be your accounting solution, of course, but what we want to do is save you the double data entry and reduce the time that it takes to get it from point A to point B so that you can invoice your customer. So we're estimate 1031, and I'm going to go over into my QuickBooks. Hang on here, it kind of logged me out. I'll go to my Sales tab, and here we are. We've just put our customer over into QuickBooks, and now we can go ahead and do all the invoicing that we need so that we can start ordering our equipment. So now we'd invoice them for if it was a 50% down or whatever the agreement was. All right. So now that we have a project, we're going to talk a little bit about item status. And this is where you'll now manage your bill of materials and order all your equipment from ADI. Now, this is not to be confused with the integration that we're working on, which will be a direct purchase order integration with ADI. But you can then create your purchase orders here. And then also select different statuses on these items, you know, what has been ordered, what items that you have that are in stock. Maybe you have an internal workflow and the items are ready to order. So easy way to keep track of where the gear is and what projects it's allocated towards. I'll quickly touch on change orders because customers never change their minds. So we're going to do new change order, and I'm just going to do a camera upgrade. our beach house needs more security, right? So we'll create a change order. Really easy, nice interface. We'll go down to the design tab where we were before when we were doing the quote, and we'll just make a change. I think I have a camera here. All right, so I'm going to delete this one. An item has been removed, and I'm going to add a new camera. I'll grab one from Hike Vision. I like that one. Perfect. So the little key on the side lets you know in what location the delta is happening in. And above everything at the top, this banner allows you to sort. So you can view the net new bill of materials, just what has changed, what has been added, or what has been removed. And then we have a proposal that's branded with a change order so that the customer can quickly see how much they owe us for this change and accept and sign. All right, and once we have an accepted proposal, I'll just go ahead and mark this accepted. That new Hike Vision is now on my item status list to be ordered. And then I can also push this, amend the estimate over in QuickBooks with the change so that we can invoice them for the additional amount. And again, we're not trying to infringe on your accounting solution and their capabilities, but you can also manage the statuses of the payments on the DTools Cloud end as well. All right, so it's a little bit about the project. And then as your equipment starts to come in, or if you're drop shipping it to your customer, you'll manage your purchase orders in your shopping cart. So that's a little bit about creating an opportunity, getting a signed contract, and creating a project, invoicing your customer, and then ordering your equipment. And then last but not least, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the reporting capabilities. So Cloud is a very strong sales front end, so we want you to be able to see what's in the pipeline. So we got a couple reports out here that you can filter by date, salesperson, type of project. As you can see, total sales closed here. I'm killing it. Wish this was real. I've won 9 opportunities, 78 days to close. So some nice metrics out here. This is the velocity of the sale. So you'll be able to see trends in certain types of projects, whether it's 45 days to close or 90. It varies, but just nice information to bring to the forefront. The closing ratio, 100%, 9 out of 9, awesome. But if you see that maybe I'm new to your team and I'm closing 1 out of 9, I might need some more training. So just some nice data there, as well as your sales forecast so that you or management can know what to expect. You get a pipeline, the dollar amount, and the count of the amount of opportunities in that particular stage of the sales process. You'll also get the forecasted sales, and the forecasted number is the amount of the quote times the probability of it closing. And you set these weights internally, and it will give you the forecasted amount and also the potential. The potential is just the sum of all your quotes across all your opportunities. So lots of revenue in the pipe for us to go get. You'll be able to also see your sales by month and by sales owner. So I hope that I was able to show you today how DTools Cloud can help streamline your sales process, reduce the amount of time that it takes to create your proposals, quickly win business, and procure the equipment that you need to fulfill these jobs. I know that there'll be a Q&A section, so happy to answer those questions that you may have. But at this time, I'm going to hand it over to Sean Dixon, who will do some AV Elite highlights.
All right, thanks, Chanel. I'll turn on my camera for just a quick moment here. Pardon me, let me do a quick adjustment. So hello everybody, my name is Sean Dixon. As Chanel said, I'm the Director of AV Programs here at ADI. I want to thank everybody for your time today, for joining the webinar. One of the programs that I manage at ADI is our AV Elite program, as Chanel just mentioned. It rewards customers for doing more AV business with us at ADI and hitting an annual target. So if you'd like more information, if you're not already in that program, feel free to check the dealer side of our website for more information, or you can always drop an email to avelite@adiglobal.com, and most likely myself or whoever the local ADI representative is in your area will give you a call back or be in touch. Additionally, do your projects involve commercial AV? Something you may not know is we built out an entire Pro AV field sales team as well as a technical sales engineer we added here in the last 3 to 4 years. So if you're doing work in that category, great. If you're just kind of getting into it, let us know if you need help. As I mentioned, we have, I think it's about 15 to 20 folks between our inside and our outside team and our technical sales engineer that are here to help you when you need it. And a lot of times we can also register projects for you, and we pass along 100% of the cost savings whenever projects are registered. So if the vendor offers a little bit better price on registering a project, we will pass through all those cost savings to you. So you can drop an email if you're not sure who your contact is. Email proav@adiglobal.com and somebody will get back with you as quickly as they can. Certainly have our regional account specialist team. I believe a couple of those folks are joining us today on this call, so thank you for being on here. We have our RAS, as we call them, that have been around for many, many years, helping dealers in the field close more opportunities. So definitely tap into those guys when you need them, and gals. And then lastly, for more than 25 years, ADI has had our systems design team in place in both the US and in Canada. And integrators like yourself, they've helped with any type of projects from residential to commercial, AV to communications, enterprise connectivity, intrusion, automation, life safety, video surveillance, access control, more, pretty much all the categories we're in. That team consists of a technology specialist in a specific category. So if you've not used them, give them a phone call or drop them an email. They are here to help you win more business and close more projects. So again, thank you for attending today's webinar. We've got a great lineup of future webinars coming that you'll see posted on our websites under the webinar section. So you can go there and sign up. And without further ado, I'll turn things back over to Barry at D-Tools to we'll address some of your questions and get some answers and wrap up the seminar, our webinar today. So Barry, it's all yours.
Thanks, Sean. So I wanted to wrap up with just a couple of quick things here before I answer the few questions that we have, and also encourage more questions to come in. One is to make sure that I enforce the fact that this integration that we've done with ADI is unique because it's truly for real-time pricing, which makes it very beneficial for you to be able to find that without necessarily having to log in somewhere differently if you're already in the process of creating the proposal. We do have approximately 230 other partners, so this is really a full solution for your whole business, but ADI definitely saw the benefit for what it is for their company and for their dealers that use it, and that's why they have worked so closely with us to make this such a valuable add to it. I also want to elaborate on the real-time pricing and how it's going to work into direct order integration. That feature is going to be shippable, deliverable to you here at the end of August, early September, so that you'll not only be able to do the pricing, but send the order straight to ADI, also making it even more efficient in the process. And then with that, I do have a couple of questions. One of them was the CRM that we use, if that's not sufficient enough, or if you need something more elaborate or use something else like Salesforce, does it integrate with it? The answer is yes. We do have a direct integration with Salesforce. We actually have direct integrations with about 20 to 25 different third-party providers. Other examples would be Projects 360 and a few others. We have the QuickBooks integration obviously as well. So yes is the answer to that. And if we don't integrate in with your specific CRM, you do have the ability to export this data via CSV to import into whatever solution that you guys use. And that could be for CRM or for, billing at the end as well. The other question that we had was if this works with ADI in Canada to get Canadian pricing. D-Tools is a global company. Our system integrator software is used in 87 countries around the world, so you can totally use that. D-Tools Cloud specifically, which is what Chanel was focusing on today, is currently in the US market, not necessarily in Canada. However, we are, as we speak, looking at global expansion, in Canada is one of our next markets to look at. So even though it's not necessarily there right now with Canadian pricing, it is on our radar, and it's on ADI's radar. Obviously, with the integration we have, it would be a matter of turning it on. There's a few other things that go in line with that to make it all happen perfectly, though. Those are the two primary questions I had listed. If there's anything else that anybody has for me. Yeah, so David just asked for system integrator, does it work in Canada now? The answer is yes, it does. So you can absolutely use it. The piece that's really unique to the integration is the pricing element. So the pricing is the piece that doesn't work in Canada yet. So the software, absolutely.